All right, welcome back to Pump. If you're with us online, thanks so much for being here. A little bit about the class today. We'll have a warm-up at the start, cool down at the end. The workout for this class is 4 rounds total. Each round will consist of 2 movements that will superset 4 times, okay? And you'll get 1 minute rest in between each one of those rounds. Movements that we have today. First one, squats. So if you want to make them weighted, you can hold the weight here. Or if you want to make them plyometric, you don't have to use the weight. Or if you want to make them weighted and plyometric, feel free to do that. So squats, all the normal things we talk about. Hips are going back. Knees are staying in line with those toes. Arches are staying strong, gripping the floor, not letting those knees cave in on those, okay? Next one we have is a tricep. So we've done this one a few times this session. So push-ups supersetted with plank jacks, which is just in a plank position, jumping the feet out and in. And then also supersetted with mountain climbers. So still staying in that plank position, but you're driving the knees up, engaging through the core on that, okay? Biggest thing with the push-ups, hands under the chest, elbows come back about that 45-degree position, okay? We don't want the elbows flared out, so make sure we keep them pulled in. Next one we got is alternating lunges. Again, up to you for this if you want to make them plyometric, regular with weights or no weights. But basically, you're just holding weights, doing the alternating lunges. Same thing we talk about. We've done that movement a lot. That one's supersetted with shoulder press, so any ratio variation you want between those 2 movements, okay? Next one is a bicep tricep superset, so up to you, pick and choose which of those you want to engage. Remembering palms up on bicep curls is more of the inner head. Neutral grip is kind of both heads of the bicep. The reverse grip is hitting a lot of the brachioradialis on the outside of the arm, okay? So a little bit of emphasis you can change up there. Next we have skaters, so we haven't done that one yet this session. Basically when you're doing these, you're jumping out to the side, loading through the glute, then jumping back over to the other side. If you need to, you can turn sideways when you do it. For that one, we'll get rid of the mats because we won't really need the mats for the next movement either. Can kind of give you a little bit more space to not get tripped up with those. When you're landing in skaters, make sure you're keeping that weight even on that foot so you're not just loading through the quads and the knee with that heel coming up, okay? We tend to do that a lot with that movement. But make sure it's even. You're loading through the glute and the outside of the leg as well. After that will be weighted burpees. So you can do weighted or unweighted. It's up to you. The biggest problem I see, though, with burpees is we can be really bad about rounding our backs at any point, and then as we get tired, it can just get atrocious, right? So when we're going into a burpee, if anything, when you're coming down, hands come down in between. You can plant, you can step, you can add a push-up if you want, you can step back up, but you want to be more in that position, okay? Versus a lot of times as we get tired, what do? We round the back like this, we jump the legs back, we round the back like this, and we're doing a lot of that, and all of that tension, a lot of that pressure is going into our back, right? So be really intentional, start slow, load through the hips, load through the glutes, and don't round that low back. If you can keep that form better, then you can start to move faster with it. If you want to do weighted, you can just hold on to the weights. They kind of land on the ground. And same thing other than just your hands being on the ground, okay? At the top, if you're doing weights, you can add a shoulder press. You can still do a jump if you want. You can still do a push-up at the bottom. It's up to you on what you kind of want to mix and match with that movement, okay? Round 4, we'll do knee lifts. This is where we're using those equalizers. So remember, we'll have them on our sides. Biggest thing, we don't want those shoulders coming up to our ears. So think those shoulder blades down, back and down, holding a strong position. And we're bringing those knees up in front, activating through the core, okay? If that's difficult, you can do one leg at a time, alternate through the legs and keep one leg on the floor. Or, like I said, if you're able to, you can do both knees at the same time. Last movement we have, we did this one last week, I believe, is wood chops. So remember, this is where you're holding that weight here, going from up high one shoulder down to the opposite low leg, okay? If you want, you can have a little bit of stagger stance. If you are doing that stagger stance, remember that high backside, that leg's going to be a little bit behind, right? And when you go down into that front, you're going down towards that other leg is going to be that front leg. So it's almost like you're going closer to the, however you don't think of it, you're hitting the opposite knee. You can think of it like that, right? So you're going, that's that little bit of a staggered stance you're having. But remember to make sure all that power, that control, everything is happening in the core. You're not relying on the neck and the shoulders for trying to move that weight, okay? You lose a lot of power, and we want to make sure we're developing that rotational core strength, okay? Any questions? All right, if you're online, you have a question, drop it in the chat. Let's get some tunes going, and let's do this. Starting with those jumping jacks. Remember, just kind of starting that workout. Don't overly need to push it yet. Just kind of warming up that body, getting a little bit of movement. You can be right here if you want to minimize that impact. Air squats. Pushing those hips back and down. Knees staying in line with those toes. Keep those arches strong. Keep those glutes active. Marches, driving those knees up in front. Trying to feel those abdominals activate, not just the hip flexors. Lunges, alternating. You can add that twist towards that knee that's in front as you're ready. Arch strong, knee in line with that toe. Load through the glute as well. Don't just rely on the quads. Arm circles. Reverse. Inchworms into those push-ups. Don't round that back. Bend those knees as you need. Jumping jacks, round 2. Starting to pick up that tempo, moving a bit quicker. Air squats. Arches strong, knees in line with those toes. Marches. Lunges, alternating. Arm circles. Reverse. Inchworms into those push-ups. Remember, don't round that low back. Take a break. All right, we got 1 minute, and we're into that workout. First one, squats into that tricep. They can be weighted, they can be plyometric, they can be weighted and plyometric. Up to you. On that tricep, remember your own ratio. However you want to mix those up, feel free. All right, we're starting in 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's rock and roll. We're on those squats. Switch. That tricep, push-ups, plank jacks, mountain climbers. Squats. Switch. Tricep. Squats, we're back up. Tricep. Squats, last one. Tricep. Take a break. Woo. All right. Alternating lunges, shoulder press. Your own ratio here. They can be weighted, they can be body weight, and they can be plyometric. Superset it with that bicep, tricep. We're starting in 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's rock and roll. Switch, bicep, tricep. Lunges, shoulder press. Switch, bicep, tricep. Lunges, shoulder press. Switch. Whew. Lunges, shoulder press. Bicep, tricep. Take a break. Woo, 1 minute. All right, we don't need our mats for these. Big thing here. On those skaters, keep that weight even on those feet. If you need to, you can tap down with that other leg. But if you can, work on the balance, control, load, explode off of it. And on those burpees, no rounded backs. No rounded backs. 3, 2, 1, skaters. So jumping over to one side, landing, controlling, back over. Push off from that glute, that outside of the glute. That's where you're gonna get that power. As you feel comfortable, you can go quicker. Don't let that quality change. Switch, burpees. Weighted or unweighted. No rounded backs though. Nice job. Remember, you don't have to jump. You can just do steps if you want. Skaters. Load. Keep that tension in that glute medius outside of the booty. Switch. Burpees. Switch. Skaters. Switch. Burpees. If you want, you can just be right here. Remember, always modify. Skaters. Last set. Load that outside the glute. Don't round that low back. Get those hips low, hips back. If you're not sure, turn sideways. Look at low back. Are you here or are you down here? Switch. Last one. Right, feel free to be here. Tap. Come back up. That round, low back is rounding out. Keep it here. Take a break. We got some core coming. Knee lifts into those wood chops. Not feeling as motivated as I was earlier. Grab a couple of these just in case. 15 seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Let's rock and roll. Try to stay controlled if you can. Don't swing. Woo, wood chops. Switch. You can probably feel how this is going to be tough. Switch. Switch. Whew. One thing to pay attention to on those wood chops, those hips aren't twisting a lot. Hips are staying here. All that rotation's just in the torso. Whew. Switch. Whew. Let's get after it. Those hips aren't rotating. Keep them as squared as you can. It's all coming diagonally through the torso. Switch. Whew. Last one. Switch. Take a break. Woo. All right, it's dive time. All right, who's the roller today? All right, let's do it. We get a 1, doing the ladder. We know what they are. A 3, redoing a round. What round we doing? Sorry, LD, I saw your message. Round 2, what is that? Alternate lunges, shoulder press, bicep, tricep. I'll take it. Whew. Let's see. Hopefully this isn't killer music. We'll see what happens. It didn't. I hope you want to grab that. Get it reset to 0. You know, I'll do it real quick. Troubleshooting some online issues. You got it? All right, count it down and start it. Let's go. All right, LD, it should be back. Oops, sorry. Oh. Woo. Huh? Switch. Halfway through, come on. Switch. Switch. Last set. Switch. Stay with it, yos. Take a break. Woo. My peeps at home. Nice work. My peeps in class. Nice work. Nice job. Nice job today. Nice work, Magley. Nice job. Nice job, yos. Nice work. If you want to get that mat out, feel free for those stretches. As you're cleaning up, starting to slow that breathing down. In through the nose, out through the mouth. When you're ready, you can start those deeper breaths. Then next exhale, whenever you're ready, going to pull that first arm across. Keeping that slight brace posture through those breaths. When you're ready, go and release and switch. When you're ready, go and release. Bring those hands behind the back, interlock those fingers, pull those shoulder blades back and down. We're going to roll the head and neck. When you're ready, go and release. Inhale up and in. On that exhale, dropping down into that full floor squat. If you want more of that inner thigh stretch, elbows the inside of the knees, palms together, press those palms down. When you're ready, you can come down onto the ground. We're going to move into that puppy pose. Hips staying above the knees, arms extending out in front, dropping that chest down towards the ground. When you're ready, you can bring yourself back up. We're going to widen those knees out to the edges, bringing those feet together. We're going to drop down into a full child's pose. When you're ready, walk those hands over to the left, stretching through that right side body. When you're ready, go and release back to center and walk those hands over to that opposite side. As you're ready, you can go ahead and release back to center, bringing those legs back in. And we're going to lift up into a plank. Inhale that right leg up. On the exhale, drive that knee through, bring it across that pigeon stretch. The stretch is more about getting those hips closer to the floor. Keep the hips squared. Don't let that glute collapse sideways down to the ground. Keep that weight centered. And breathe. Ready, you can tuck that back toe, step back into plank, inhale the opposite leg up. Exhale that knee through, bringing that foot across, pigeon stretch, opposite side. As you're ready, you can step back into plank. We're going to press into a downward dog, pedal out those calves real quick. And as you're ready, we're going to walk those hands in. If you want to stay and continue to stretch, feel free, but we're running out of time, so finish with those last breaths. Nice job today, everybody. Great work. Don't forget homework, remember. Prioritize sleep, eat lots of food, drink lots of water. Those 3 things are going to help you get recovered and be back for next class. See you Thursday.
It's like a party.